Alright, here we are again with rusty old Bob, and we're going to see, this is sat overnight, and we're going to see if this is any more free, and it is not. It is about the same, which we sort of expected. Alright, so we're going to make a move and start dealing with the mechanical side of this motor and see if it frees up. Alright, so I've just done a little bit of cleaning with the 4 lines of paper towels and the vacuum, frankly, to get some of the crap out of the bottom of the case. There was some mouse turds and dirt. God knows what the hell was in there. It's not perfect, and obviously you can see there's definitely some rust underneath the dirt, but there's some paint here too, which is nice. Alright, so we've got the motor on the bench here, and we've got, as you can see, plenty of room really to work this around. I just had to get the cord out from under these 2 metal clips. I suppose these metal clips would come out, but I was worried about breaking them. So hopefully that'll all go back together fairly easy. Here's the plate on the back, and it's I don't know, it's got a funny look to it. It's got some sort of epoxy around the outside. The first one didn't have that. So we're going to drill it and see if we can pop it out of there. So, welcome to drilling the plate. And we like to try to drill along the outside edge. It doesn't matter where exactly. Sorry you're in the shadow. Really, this is very difficult to film. Let's see. Okay, we're cutting a little bit. I'm gonna have to hold the fan with one hand, the motor with one hand, so you can still see. And there it came through. And again, we've got, where are you? There you go. We've got a little felt came off of there, so we're gonna brush that off and move on to the next step. So here we are, and we're going to try to pop the plate here. The 50s motor didn't have this glue around the outside, so I'm not sure how much of a pain in the butt that's going to be. But what I'd been doing was just putting this in here and trying to pop it out. Let's see if it... Okay, this one, like the one from the 70s, is a little more flexible and didn't want to just pop out of there. So let's see if we can get to move the other direction and maybe... There we go. So there we go. We popped him off. There's the plate. We'll hammer that back flat. And here's the felt and the rest. Now this has got some oil in it, I guess. Try and clean what's on there off, and we're going to pull that felt out of there as well. So, but some of that glue, that grayish glue, is still on the front of the motor there. So I'm going to clean that off a little bit and pull the felt out. Let's see if we can do that. Don't want to let any of that stuff get into the motor where the windings are. Alright, so now I like to use tweezers to pull this out because these felts are really packed in there. But the thing you don't want to do is break it into 2 pieces. So you want to kind of, there you go, and it came out alright. So we're going to soak that in some rubbing alcohol and clean out the gunk. And then we have our C-clip and our washers as we expect. Here's your side felts that go down all the way to the other side of the bearing. So there you go. Not too much that's unexpected in there. It's not that clean, so we'll kind of clean as we go. There's a little bit of rust from that plate, you can see. So we're going to clean as much of everything. Maybe it's not rust. So yeah, we're going to pull the C-clip, or pop the C-clip, I suppose would be the more apt descriptor, and go from there. All right, looks like we have a decent angle to show you this. Again, we go like an X, and well, I want to do this without the wiring too much in the way. And we just try to get a little bit of leverage and see if we can pop it off of there. There we go. Off came the C-clip, so that's the first part. So this is as much for my reference as it is for your information, but first thing came off was the C-clip. Next thing is the washer with the little tooth. Okay, then we have a red, well, this is more of a blackish fiber washer. And then we have a felt washer, which we're going to have to, sorry, you can't see that, same deal as before. We have to be careful with this, we don't rip it. And off comes the other felt washer, and there we go. The inside here does not look good. It's not very clean. So, I don't know, it says don't look too good. So we're gonna, and this isn't just gonna pull out of there either. But that's right down to the bearing, so we're gonna try and clean off this end before we drag it through the bearing, right? We'll do our best. Okay, there were two fiber washers on the top of the felt, laying this way. The felt was first, and then these two fiber washers, they were right on top of each other. And then the metal tooth clip and the C-clip. So that's the order those came out in, just for my information. We're going to clean those up a little bit. And I'm going to continue trying to clean up in here, because this doesn't look very good. And we want to get as much bad whatever out of there as we can, so that when we put all the new oil and everything in, it's okay. There is a lot of stuff here. So we're going to have to make sure that we're cool before we really go ahead and pull this through the other side of the bearing. We might even drop a little oil on here so that when it goes through, it doesn't do any damage. Not that you can really stop that. I don't know. We'll see.